YouTube. What it do? It's your boy Bumbo Auburn back with another reaction video. Today we reacted to the top 10 things Netflix, the Jeffrey Dahmer story got right and wrong. So yeah, if y'all haven't seen this series, y'all need to go watch. I haven't even finished it yet, but I just want to see the similarities because I watched the first episode. And yeah, but make sure you subscribe. Let's get into the video.
What's going on?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks
Rebecca,
for the top 10 things Dahmer
I
monster,
seen that
the
episode.
Jeffrey Dahmer
This
story
scene right here,
got
I seen this
factually
episode.
right and
It was
wrong.
crazy. It was crazy.
For this list, we're looking at what was fact and what was fiction in Ryan Murphy's Netflix series about the infamous serial killer. Are you watching Dahmer? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh,
Number
my
10,
God.
How Jeffrey Dahmer was caught.
Okay.
Right. Netflix's limited series about Jeffrey Dahmer begins with the night a would-be victim survived an encounter with the killer.
This was crazy.
Help me!
Nah,
On
like,
July 22nd, 1991, Tracy Edwards spent hours in Dahmer's apartment in fear, waiting for an opportunity to make his escape. And though the way
man, he took a little sip. He wasn't geeked up.
in which he escaped is depicted differently in the series, Edwards did hit Dahmer and ran out of the apartment.
I hit him and I ran towards the door, and he was right there.
He don't look
tried
like
to
him.
grab me, get me back in there.
Two police officers went to Dahmer's residence to obtain the key to unlock the handcuffs
Bro,
still
look
on
at
one of
that.
Edwards' wrists.
It's bones.
Once they found explicit photos
In that-
documenting
in-
some
in
of
that-
the
that
murders,
you just seen, that
Dahmer
was in
was
there.
apprehended, putting an end to his reign of terror.
The officers were stopped by an individual who claimed he was in the apartment and became engaged in a dispute with the owner of the apartment and left the apartment and called the officers.
Number 9.
Oh my gosh,
Dahmer
bro.
wore yellow contacts. Right. One
What?
of the lesser-known facts about Dahmer was his strange habit of wearing yellow contact lenses.
You see my contacts? They're just like the Emperor's. Got him at a costume shop.
This man, it was
He
weird.
wore them because he felt connected to two dark characters in his favorite movies. The Emperor from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of
His
the Jedi,
mind was
and
gone.
the Gemini Killer from The Exorcist 3. In changing his appearance to resemble these powerful fictional figures,
Look at this,
Dahmer
bro.
himself felt more powerful and predatory.
That I actually derive a sort of
And all honesty,
pleasure
he
from
doesn't look
watching
that
that.
crazy.
Did you
If
like
you see him
the
walking down
removal?
the street.
no, I didn't. But I tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while. But eventually, I gave in.
He repeatedly watched the films before he went out to find another victim to bring home,
This is
often
crazy.
making them watch the films with him.
What are you gonna do?
He would make them watch the
Told
films with him
We're
before
gonna hang
he.
out. Watch a movie. Gonna take some pictures.
This is crazy.
Tracy Edwards also testified that while playing The Exorcist 3, Dahmer was chanting and rocking back and forth.
It was like a slow slur, some of that nature, some close like that, I'm not sure.
And he was still in the apartment.
Time?
Off and on throughout the ordeal.
Number 8. How Ronald Flowers survived. Wrong.
Oh, they got this wrong? Okay. How'd they get it wrong?
Jesus.
I'm not a cop.
Another survivor of Dahmer was Ron Flowers, who met him when his car broke down and Dahmer offered to help. He took him to his grandmother's West Allis residence and drugged his coffee. But Dahmer
Drugged
is
him?
interrupted when his grandmother sees that something is wrong with the young man.
You should take that young man to a hospital.
What? He's just a little wasted, Grandma.
I will not have some stranger dying in my house.
He'll be
W,
fine.
Grandma.
Just let him sleep it off. Jeez.
No. Something is not right here.
She is adamant about staying with the unconscious guest, making sure he gets on a bus the next morning. But her
Wait,
actual
this is wrong?
involvement in saving Flowers from her grandson has never been reported. Like in
Oh.
the series, Flowers woke up in County General Hospital.
Where am I? You OD.
Oh, so no one really
You're lucky to be
knows.
alive.
But what isn't mentioned is that he was also covered in abrasions and believed he might have been assaulted. He later testified that he didn't know how he got there, though the series provides a fictional scenario.
The guy I met last night, he was weird. He must have slipped something in my drink. Dude tried to kill me.
Number 7. Dahmer posed in yearbook photos. Right.
How did he get in there?
I don't know. Dan, how did you not catch this?
I'm sorry, I didn't see him in the photo.
That's your goddamn job, Dan.
The Netflix series mainly follows Jeffrey Dahmer as an adult, but a flashback to him in high school shows him sneaking into a yearbook picture for the Honor Society, despite not being a
What?
member. Yes, he actually did this, and his face was subsequently blacked out of the photo. My Friend
That's
Dahmer,
crazy.
both the graphic novel and its film adaptation, go further into the prank and the other club photos he infiltrated.
Excuse me, what do you... Oh, no. It's not really necessary.
It's another show. Come on.
Classmates have described how his bizarre behavior in school quickly went from entertaining to concerning, given his heavy drinking.
And I remember sitting next to him in a first period, I believe, history class, and he had a styrofoam cup of scotch, I believe it was scotch. I remember saying, "Jeff, what is that?"
He
threw
wild.
his head back and he shook it and he said, "It's my medicine."
Number 6. Dahmer killed Dean Vaughn. Wrong. In episode 7, Glenda Cleveland meets Dean Vaughn, a new resident of the Oxford Apartments.
Sorry I snapped on you. You gotta be careful in this neighborhood.
Well, I'm a good guy. Scout's honor.
She sees him talking to Dahmer in the hall and is visibly concerned. The series doesn't follow through with his story, but it does point viewers in a certain direction. However, Vaughn was really a tenant in the building. He was found strangled in his upstairs apartment in early May 1991. Dahmer was questioned about the suspicious death before he was arrested, and again when he was eventually caught. Both times he denied knowing him, and no evidence was ever found connecting him to the crime. As
that
of
was somebody else?
2022, the murder of Dean Vaughn is still unsolved.
Dang.
What about Dean Vaughn? You was talking to him in the hallway, then I never saw him after that.
Number 5. Baptized the same day as John Wayne Gacy's execution. Right.
So you've never done construction work before?
What?
No.
I don't even know who that is.
Stuff around the house.
That
helping
just
my
gotta
mom,
be crazy.
you know?
The beginning of the final episode doesn't open on Jeffrey Dahmer, but rather another infamous serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown. In the 1970s, Gacy took the lives of more than 33 young men
What?
in Illinois until he was arrested in December 1978.
What?
Gacy was the epitome of evil, and he was
He's
the
still alive?
epitome
Wait.
of being a great guy, which gave him the ability to be the most evil guy in the world.
For 14 years, the convicted murderer was on death row at Illinois' Menard Correctional Center, and on May 10, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection.
John Wayne Gacy was pronounced dead at 12:58 a.m.
He got a much easier death than any of his victims.
That's crazy.
In my opinion, he got an easier death than he deserved. But the important thing is that he paid for his crimes with his life.
Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Dahmer was being baptized by Minister Roy Ratcliffe. And,
Ooh,
as it's
transferring
briefly
powers.
mentioned in the series, a partial solar eclipse also occurred that day. What does it all mean? We don't know, but this connection between two notorious killers is definitely eerie.
Congratulations, Jeff. You saved.
Thanks. Thank you.
Number 4. Victim impact statements. Right.
I would like to say to Jeffrey Dahmer that he don't know the pain, the hurt, the loss, and the mental
only
state
imagine.
he's put our family in.
That's crazy.
One of the most heartbreaking parts of Jeffrey Dahmer's 1992 trial was hearing the impact statements. After sitting through the details of his crimes, family members of the victims had the opportunity to address the court. One of the
What
more
did they
harrowing
go through,
statements
bro?
came from Rita Isbell, the sister of Errol Lindsay.
Jeffrey, I killed you, God damn it! Look at me, motherfucker! I kill you!
What's your name, fast?
I kill!
The series recreates the emotionally charged moment with actress Deshawn Barnes, who embodied the palpable pain, anger, and sadness of Isabel in her performance.
Now, I don't want to ever have to see my mother go through this again.
Y'all need to go watch this.
Jeffrey, I hate you.
And
Some good
Dahmer's own
acting.
statement took a lot from the real-life one.
That I did what I did, not for reasons of hate. I hated no one.
Number 3, Glenda Cleveland lived at the Oxford Apartments. Wrong. In the
Wait.
series, actress Niecy Nash plays the role of Glenda Cleveland, a woman who is often overlooked in the Jeffrey Dahmer case. She interacts with him, mostly to complain about the smell and noise coming from his apartment through her
Wait,
vent.
so she didn't live there?
That smell is worse than ever.
Is it?
The real Cleveland actually lived in the building next to
Okay.
the Oxford Apartments. The character is likely
Smash.
a composite of Cleveland and Pamela Bass, the woman who lived across the hall from Dahmer, who possibly unknowingly consumed human meat given to her by her neighbor. However, Glenda
What?
Cleveland did continuously call Milwaukee police after her daughter Sandra Smith and niece Nicole Childress told her about a boy they tried to help. Number 2, Milwaukee
Oh,
police
dang,
officers
that's
returned the
crazy.
victim back to Dahmer's apartment. Right.
What?
Hey kid, what are you doing?
In
They
late
returned
May
him?
1991, some young women, including Smith and Childress, found Conorak synthesophone stumbling in the streets, not in the Oxford Apartments hallway as shown in the series. They called the police to help the very young-looking boy.
He was holding on to me with a really, really strong grip, and he was trembling, he was shaking.
What?
So I just stayed with him, and I was like, I'm gonna get you some help.
But when Dahmer came back to his apartment, he convinced officers Joseph Gabrish and John Balserzak that synthesophone was of age and his boyfriend. In the series, Cleveland is at the scene confronting police, trying to tell them that he was a minor.
Wait. You just gonna let him take this baby back inside?
Ma'am, he's telling me this is where they live. We're gonna take him back inside.
Y'all don't at least want to find out how old this boy is first?
Ma'am, he says it's his boyfriend. We'll handle it from here.
I'm really sorry about this, everybody.
Despite protests from the women, the officers
What?
escorted Dahmer
They
and
let
his
him back
incoherent
in there?
boyfriend back to his apartment. When the police left, Dahmer killed him. Tragically, this poorly handled ordeal actually happened. After Dahmer's
That's
arrest,
crazy, bro.
Gabrish and Balserzak were suspended, but later
Suspended?
reinstated. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel
That's so
and ring
crazy,
the bell to
bro.
get notified about our
You hear
latest
that?
videos.
Subscribe,
You have the option
hit
to
the
be
noti-
notified
to
for
be
occasional
notified.
videos or all of them. If you're on your
Proposed sentence, I understand you have a statement you'd like to read?
Yes, Your Honor.
Towards the end of the series, Jeffrey Dahmer goes on trial for the murders. While the majority of the scenes are accurately
That's crazy.
recreated, there's one detail that was different. Evan Peters as Dahmer almost always wears the killer's trademark glasses. But the real Dahmer specifically did not wear his glasses throughout most of the trial. His reason? He didn't want to look the jury or victims' families in the face. Yes, it's a small inaccuracy in a largely true-to-life series. However, his decision to remove his eyewear is significant because it shows that he was unable to face his crimes.
Because I didn't feel accountable to anybody. I didn't feel that I had to face
This
what
is
I had
crazy.
done ever. And so you have, there comes a
Super
point
sad.
where a person has to be accountable for what he's done. Can't go around making excuses, blaming other people or other things.
Did you enjoy this video?
Man.
Check out the
That's it. But hope y'all enjoyed the video. Go watch it. It's crazy. And subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video.